Okay, I guess we can start, right? So, first of all, just huge thanks to everybody in here. I think most people, I don't see all the names, but most people are VIBO DJs. Some people may not use VIBO yet, so whoever's not familiar, thank you so much as well for joining. I'm Michael. We have Lauren here, which is always helping with everything and support and customer success. And she's not an AI bot, which people think she is. And Rachel, amazing Rachel, that's going to be presenting. And she's been a supporter and a personal friend since we launched, one of the first users in the United States. And she's put a lot of work into this new pro version. And I can't thank you enough, Rachel, always helping out and always helping the whole DJ industry in different ways and asking nothing in return. And it's just so amazing. So thank you so much for doing this. So just to kind of do the housekeeping here, I'm gonna let Rachel do the presenting, but we're really excited about some changes that we're making in VIBO, and Rachel's gonna showcase all the changes. But we've basically been working behind the scenes. Some of you know, some of you don't know everything, but we've been basically upgrading everybody at a pace of about 50 DJs per week because it's just taking us some time to answer questions. And eventually everybody also on this call is going to get VIBO Pro at the end of the call. I'm going to really quickly go through all the upgrades that we've been working on for VIBO Pro. The main idea is we want everyone to have the best of VIBO so that we all as DJs have the best tools to give our clients the best service we ever were able to do with the Pro version. It also comes with a little change in the price, which will also help us stay in business. So anyone that doesn't know about the price change, just to make sure you guys know about that, it's going to be changing to $149 a month on the yearly plan and $179 on the monthly plan. That's going to help us continue delivering the best service. It's the first price change we've ever made in 7 years. And in terms of what we already have to show you today, which Rachel is going to be showing you, is number one, branding wise, colors and cover photos. So you're going to see the whole thing is going to be pizza pink. You can create any kind of button. So you're going to be able to see how Rachel created buttons for getting paid or for any kind of reviews, etc. Embedding video, and Rachel came up with a very creative way to use the video feature. Again, just also before I go to every single feature, the big idea behind the features is just to stay in better communication with the people that are referring the most work to us, which is our clients and the vendors that we work with. So all the features, Rachel's going to be showing how she's using them to her benefit. A contact answer so that we can get all the information from the vendors so we can keep giving them value like reviews and posting about them on social media, gifts just because it's fun, notify me in real time, and notifications to stay in constant contact, top of mind with our clients. So those are the items, and I'm going to let Rachel take it away. But again, Rachel, thank you so much for everything you've been doing for VIBO and for the DJ community for the last, ever since I moved to the United States. You've been supporting us and using the product. So thank you again, and I'm going to let you take the show. But how many people do we have, Floor? Did we break the record?
No, we're three. Well, we're
two away.
Two away. All right. So thank you so much, all 64 of you, for joining us today. I'm really excited to be here, and I am beyond excited to be rolling out VIBO Pro for my 25 event season. September's bonkers. This year is so great, and it feels good to be back. I don't know if most of you know this. I was actually in a pretty bad car accident in January, and this is kind of like my first, big thing back, and I've had some, downtime to work on this. So I've poured my heart and soul into this new VIBO Pro template, which I'm going to be showing you the ins and out of that today. I've tried to utilize all of the new features. I've made a sample event so I can showcase these to you, and then you can kind of decide, what makes sense for your workflow and your business, and just kind of a creative way of approaching this. I'm going to do this in 2 different screenshots. So the desktop version, so we can kind of look at how you would go about adding these and customizing these features. And then after we're done with that, I'm going to do a screen share with my phone so you can kind of see what it looks like from the client's end, and you can just see how beautiful and sexy this is. But what I do want to do, though, actually is start off with this. I was able to roll this out 2 weeks ago with a client, and I want to screen share my phone here real quick. because I had a text message come through. And I think this kind of speaks to what Michael was just trying to, mention with offering our clients the best of the best. So this is a screenshot of a text message that I got a few days ago. I was talking to my bride about the uplighting for her venue, trying to convince her husband to use blush, right? Because pink is it. And I said, hey, your event's coming up pretty soon. So, just keep plugging away at the VIBO app. Let me know if you need anything. And then you can see her reply right here. She says, I've been working in VIBO all day and I'm having so much fun. And that's exactly what this is about. We want to offer a premium experience so that our clients feel not only that one-on-one attention, but they actually enjoy working with us. I know that this is paving the way for a 5-star review at the end of this. So I just wanted to share that this is like real. VIBO Pro has been very well received, and that just tells me I'm doing something right because I work really hard on this, but my bride was having a lot of fun with the app. So just wanted to show you guys that real quick before I go to the desktop app.
Now, sorry to cut you off.
Yeah.
We sent everybody either via email or in the chat to join the same event that Rachel is going to present, because we're also going to be showing you, as if you guys are the hosts, Rachel's going to be sending you guys a notification in real time. So in order to have kind of the participation of everyone, feel free to join the same event you're going to be seeing. It's in the chat. Even if you join from a computer, it'll also appear on your phone, and then you're going to get that push notification. And we're 69 people.
There we go. We broke the record. Okay. Whoop, whoop. Cool. All right. So let me get sharing my screen here. All right. Can you just confirm you can see everything? We're good? All right, Mike? Okay. All right.
Yes, well.
So I created a dummy event for this, but this basically is going to be the template that I'm going to be using going forward. And I'm going to make this publicly available like I always do to help you guys out, right? To take away the bulk of the work. Now, clearly, obviously, you can tailor anything with this, but I think this will give everyone a really good foundation and kind of highlight the new features available. So the first section that I absolutely love is going to be my DJ only tools. I added my own checklist as a reminder to me to kind of utilize these premium features. And one of the first things I'm going to show you is going to be a personalized video for my couple. And this is what Mike was talking about with the utilization of their video tool and my creative workaround. Now, I'm going to assume the majority of the people here are males, but I can tell you that when women get on front of camera, it is not as easy as it is for men. We have hair and makeup and just things have to be in order. And I knew I realistically wasn't going to be able to do this with every couple because I wasn't going to put in the effort to be camera ready. So what I did is let me actually swap back over to my phone. Sorry, we're going to be bouncing between these. It's really cool. That's why I'm going to swap on over to do this. Hold on. Okay. So what I did is I have an app called Captions, and I made a personalized avatar, and it's called my AI twin, and I have 3 versions of this, and I picked which one I liked the best, and I put on my DJ Rachel hoodie. And I literally tap on this avatar, I select this DJ, and then you can see here that I was able to generate a script. Now, I have one already made, but you can see you can just type whatever you want in here, and then when you hit generate, it will literally make a video of you speaking that script. So then what I do is I use an app called Loom, which I upload that video to, and then I will paste that link into VIBO, and then that video will now be available for my clients to view. And what's cool is I can personalize that script so that I can add their names in, or let's just say during an onboarding call, in this specific example, they have an Uncle Nick from Greece who's going to be attending the wedding. And they told me that they wanted to make sure that they got some, special music for Uncle Nick when he's there. So I was able to put that in the video, edit the script. You'll hear that play in just a minute. And then I actually made them a custom playlist, and I said, hey, make sure you check out your custom playlist for Uncle Nick in the cocktail hour section. And it just feels so much more personal and tailored and premium and dialed in, and to really make them feel like I was listening, right? That I care about Uncle Nick just as much as they care about Uncle Nick. And it really is that next level customer service, which is why I think it's awesome. So I will show you what that looks like. Mike, do you want me to show that from my phone or the desktop? We said, I think the phone looked best, right?
Yeah.
So, all right. So let me share my phone once again. Again, sorry guys, bouncing in between both of these. It takes a second to swap over. Okay, so if I go to the event, now this is again what my client is going to see. Welcome, let's get started. And then there's going to be an update where there will be a thumbnail here. We're working on that. We realized that was something that didn't translate directly, but this will look prettier in a little bit. So when my client taps on this, check out this AI version of their welcome video.
Hey, Kim and Ben, it was awesome chatting with you. Welcome to your personalized wedding planner. I've added a special playlist in the cocktail hour section since you mentioned wanting to include some Greek music for Uncle Nick. Make sure to check it out. I'll be keeping tabs on your progress, and we'll reach out to schedule a venue visit as we get closer to the big day. If you have any questions or ideas you want to bounce around, just let me know. I can't wait to celebrate with you. Have fun planning, and we'll chat soon.
And that's it. So now every couple, I can recustomize that and just dump it in, and now they feel like they're getting a personalized message from their DJ. Like I said, I'm using an AI avatar because I don't feel like, looking my best for every video, not looking like a dumpster fire. Men, you might be able to just hop on, take a quick, hey guys, great to see you, blah, blah, blah. I'm not one of those. So that's how I'm choosing to navigate that feature. All right, let me go back to sharing my screen here. So this checklist here that I'm showing, that lets me know, hey, I did that. Then I also make a note for me to go down and personalize, their first dance section here again, so it feels a little bit more tailored and special to them. And then to let me know that I uploaded that special playlist for Nick, or if there's something that they mentioned during our initial conversation. I just want to mention that I use VIBO as a sales tool. I actually give people access to this as soon as they get off the phone with me. So if someone gives me an inquiry like, hey, we'd love to chat, we get on the phone, I find out about their event, I say I'll send you over a proposal and pricing, and also a link to your event planner so you can kind of check out how easy it is to work with me, and just to make sure you're in good hands, and check out the planning tools that I offer. And I send it right with the proposal because I want to get them hooked with that. Like, who wouldn't want to see a premium planning tool like this? So I leverage it that way. So if they mention anything to me about, a special playlist that they want, I can just make sure that they got it here. I like a quick snapshot here of just kind of the payments that they've made. I use Honeybook as my CRM, but I don't like to bounce between two apps, or if I'm on the phone with them, they're like, hey, did we make our final payment? So I just have like a little section in here. Some people might find value in that, maybe not. I actually utilize this also during my actual site visit. So I'll put the date that we're meeting or met. And then I made sections for every part of the venue that I need to provide a service in. So I'll take a picture of the actual load-in area when I get there and upload it right from the app. Where the ceremony area is going to be, where they're having their cocktail hour, obviously the DJ area where I am asked to, set up for things. This way, when I go back and get ready for the event, if I want to remember, how many uplights I need, or if I needed to bring a satellite speaker, it just, when you have a lot of events and you're trying to keep track of all these venues, I like having this. Or I don't know, God forbid, if something happened to me, I could send this, to another DJ to take over for me, and they know exactly where they need to go, what they need to do. Again, as someone who was involved in a really serious car accident in January, I mean, that's a total reality here. So now I know that who's ever filling in for me, they have every detail they could possibly need to be successful. So anyway, I'm actively using this while I'm doing my venue walkthrough with my couples. And then, here's where I'm putting the notes while we're talking. They mentioned they wanted blush up lighting and that I need a separate satellite speaker. I even put, hey, the venue owner seems like a pain in the ass, just so I can kind of keep track of, what venue is what. So these are my DJ notes when I'm speaking with the couple during our planning meeting. And then I don't know if this will open, maybe. And then I literally attach my timeline here that I type out on myself. So again, if I were to die, someone else could take this and know exactly what they need to do, what they need to say, people's names and all that. I attach this right in my VIBO app, just so I always have it. This way I don't have to jump, back and forth between my CRM and this. So that's what my DJ only planning tools are. And I really love this section, and I use the crap out of it.
And you use it from your phone. So you have, just to make sure people that are less familiar, it's a type answer. called an image answer, and then Rachel can just open her app and click on add a photo and use the camera in real time to capture whatever she needs at the venue, right, Rachel?
Yeah, this is all done in real time at the venue. I just simply tap it on my phone, add photo or take a picture, and boom, as I'm going through it. So this has been really awesome. So then I obviously have the welcome section. Again, I'll show you how sexy this looks on the phone, but you can see that there's like a header here that they're personalized, customized. Obviously, I went with the pink theme, add a little bit of logo there. I like adding a description to make it seem like I'm talking to them, like I'm guiding with them. It seems very just intimate and personal, and just it kind of makes it feel comfortable for them to plan. Here's obviously that video that I just showed you. And then I also have a quick little instruction video to show them how to use the app. In this section, obviously, I'm trying to capture everything, phone number, billing address, a little bit about their guest who's attending, their age ranges, their party level, how active do they want their DJ. This is actually a new question that I threw in here because I had this situation happen last year, and I told myself I didn't want to be stuck in that situation again. Basically, this is asking how they feel about surprises, right? I don't know if you guys, ever had an Uncle Joe or an Aunt Susan come up, thinking that they were going to surprise them with a, serenade, or, a cousin came up with a dance, or they wanted a flash mob, during the middle of this event. And it's like, you don't want to stifle a moment, right? And not allow them to, do something special for the couple that they've been planning. But at the same time, you don't want to create a moment that is absolutely mortifying for the couple if they're not into this, right? So I ask in advance, how do you feel about surprises? And then I kind of give them a guideline of how I should handle that in order to, just make sure that I'm honoring their wishes without potentially ruining a surprise. So I threw that in there, and I've already had 2 couples actually need to utilize this, where I did have an aunt and 2 cousins want to do like a TikTok thing and during their toasts and all this. So anyway, I threw that in there. Here is an example of that add an image. So my couple can just tap this button, and if they're on Pinterest or whatever, if they have a color palette, they can just show me right there what their color palettes are. This helps me not only decide what to wear, right, because I don't want to clash and look crazy, but also with up lighting and stuff like that. I added a question about photo sensitivity with lights. I had a couple last year that had an issue with a relative that had, sensitivity to lights, and they wanted to make sure that there was nothing strobing or crazy. And I said that'd be a great question to add in the questionnaire. So now I know going in that I'm not going to possibly trigger, anybody at the event with my lighting. So I ask up front. This about vlogging, right? I have this in my agreement, but I just want to double ask, right? So I'm confirming with them that they're okay that I, video or potentially take photos or stuff like that. But I still would recommend having a legal release in your agreement, but this is just kind of like an extra catch-all. And then I also added this button so that they can upload their floor plan, right? This way, if they've made changes or their wedding planner sent them something and something doesn't look kosher, right? They have me in front of a fire exit or just something that logistically isn't going to work. Either I can make a plan for it, like now I have to use a wireless speaker instead, or I can reach out and say, hey, can we talk about this? So I always try to encourage them to add a floor plan if they can upload that. And all again, from their phone, they just tap it, boom, it shows up there. This is about their vendor partners. I obviously want the contact information of all their vendors. So not only can I follow up and touch base and make sure we're all on the same page, but also, give them a shout out. I feel like you get what you give. So if I capture some great content of the floral arrangements, and it's in a video or picture I'm putting on Instagram, I want to credit that vendor, right? Good work deserves good recognition. So I kind of have that explained up here. And then they added a contact button where now they can easily add the person's name, their social media handle, or a phone number, email, or to their website. So I know who I'm dealing with here. So that makes capturing vendor information a lot easier than it was before, because before I just had like a text box and they would have to type all of that out, and it was kind of tedious. So I have that for every single vendor. I could think of. And if I've missed somebody, here's just a generic button that they can throw in whoever they want. Here they can schedule a meeting with me. I let them know that I follow up 2 to 3 months out, but all they do is click this and it goes right to my Calendly. And they can schedule a time to chat with me right in from the app, which I think is kind of convenient for them. And I can even capture a payment from them. Now, I have this connected to my Zelle. That's what I prefer. And obviously, I left my phone number and email out of this so that the whole entire internet, doesn't have all of that. But, obviously, I would personalize this with the information they need, or you could put whatever you want. And once they click this, it brings them right to the website. And you could put PayPal, you could put your Square, literally anything right here in this make a payment. So anything to make it easy for people to pay, I'm cool with it. So I have that there. Then we kind of just break down, the actual, day of the event, where their guests are arriving. Again, a personalized banner here. This will be one of the sections that I can show you kind of I'll have to do that from my phone. Any which way, I've made a personalized song list for them, and I'll show you what that looks like on the phone, but it's all branded and really sexy.
You do it from here by clicking on Add Songs Search.
Okay, there we go. So you can see that I made this nice thumbnail, right? So it looks branded. It's part of the pink. It kind of just fits the whole template, and it looks very polished and professional. So you can add, good looking thumbnails to your song ideas. And then here's a first example of the GIFs. I've peppered these throughout the whole thing. I'm a GIF girl. I love them. I think they're funny. It's a lot of reference to pop culture. You can easily swap these in and out. Like literally you trash can it. I don't know. I'll pick that one again. So I literally hit GIF. I don't know. You can tell all the wedding ones I've looked up. Here I am. I don't know. See if I can get it to come up again. Okay, we'll go with Woody. I'm fine with that. And just with a click of that, there it is. Boom, hit save. And now you have a fun GIF there. And I don't know, it keeps it fun and fresh and for younger couples and stuff. So I thought that was kind of cool. If they don't want to upload a specific playlist, they don't care about the music that's playing when their guests arrive, I simply here just ask for kind of what vibe they want. And then again, attractive thumbnails just to kind of keep the branding and everything tied in. And they can just simply check off, what they'd like to hear. And there you go. So onto their ceremony. Was there anything special about this? I like peppering like these little PSAs throughout here. Like this is saying that, I really encourage their officiant to have a binder, even if they don't have any intention on using it or they're using an iPad, so that I can clip my microphone to the top of the binder in order to capture the vocals of everyone. I will always mic the groom and I will always mic the officiant, but this helps pick up the bride so that I don't have to mic the bride, or again, if God forbid something happened to his mic. So I just have redundancy built in. And this also works really good if you have multiple speakers. So let's just say this binder was now passed off to, another person doing some type of Bible reading or something like that. I make them all use the same binder. This way everyone has access to a microphone. But I make that kind of clear just so up front they can pass along, that message and know. All right, so moving on here. Is there anything special? I don't think so. More GIFs. I like it. All these headers with a little description. Another little PSA that I wanted to add in is I always want my couples to make sure that they have selected the correct version of the song, because I tell them this is the exact version, whatever you put in this app, that is what I'm playing. Now, they can put a note, hey, we want it to start at 30 seconds from when the violins come in, and all that's okay. But you know how sometimes YouTube mislabels songs, or maybe they accidentally tapped it. So I just make like a very direct, please make sure you've selected the correct song for this spotlight moment. And I have this in literally every section for that. All right, cocktail hour. So I still have to add those thumbnails. I'm not 100% done, but you can just kind of see the difference of with the thumbnails and without it. Like it just has that much more of a visual impact when you have those thumbnails that you saw in my pre-ceremony section. So you can kind of see it with it and without it, but I plan on adding those here because it just, again, it's more polished and put together. Just trying to see if there's anything else noteworthy here. Just looking here. Hey, Mike, can I share a potential update that you mentioned, if you tell me no, about pronunciation, that whole conversation we had and what might be coming? Can I mention that or no?
It's not even being developed, so you can mention it, but we're not there
Okay.
yet.
Okay, we're not there yet.
We're thinking of adding like uploading audio, but we're not even in development phase.
So what I do with my couples, I'll go on my cell phone in the voice recorder, and when I'm doing that planning meeting, I have them physically say their wedding party names or, whoever I'm introducing. So I have the correct pronunciation on my phone so I can hear it with my own two ears. What we were brainstorming about is just how you have, like that PDF, like add a PDF, they could just add like a 20-second clip and just add clips of names so that it's stored within the app so that you have the pronunciation right there in the app, which I thought would be really cool. So that's on a wish list. And that's just letting you know, like a lot of more cool stuff is coming. They need time to make it. But so that's a wish list item for me. These are all basically, the same thing, nothing really special here in terms of what I've added. If you guys have used my timeline before, you'll know that you'll recognize a lot of these same questions. So I'm just trying to see if there's anything else.
Rachel, do you still get a lot of phone calls from other DJs couples?
Yes, and I've made sure that will never happen with this template ever. There will be an official my version, an official like whatever people want to use, and that will not happen again. Yes, it's still happening. So hopefully I can get rid of that old template and then refresh it with this, and that will slowly, fade away here. So I'm just trying to think of anything else just to keep this meeting kind of moving. And
Rachel, we have a question about the branding colors since your template is so pink and beautiful. Can you please show people how to change the color on the home screen?
Sure. Yeah, this will be a good time to also hop over to here. So before I get to that, I just want to show this while I'm just conveniently on this screen. So anyway, you guys are free to, kind of dig what I added here and, the gifts and the questions, but this is also new down here at the bottom. So I am now utilizing VIBO in a way to help me upsell different things. So I'm calling it kind of like my next level extras here. And these are like, real pictures from the events or whatever. So now if they didn't previously book a photo booth, they can read the description, see a little picture here. And then when they click this, it goes right to my PayPal and they can, book it right then and there. So this is a great way to kind of showcase extra services, or maybe if they were on the fence and wasn't sure, and it kind of gives them like that last minute, do I want this? So I think this is a great way to kind of capture a little bit extra money. And there's two ways you can set this up. So here I have this as a direct purchase. Like here's the picture, here's the description. Do you want it? Yes, click this button and buy it. What you can also do, and I'll have to show you that up here, where's the one with the little bell? So do you see this little bell right here, everyone? So what you can do is essentially say, would you like to chat about adding a photo booth to your event? So it's not as much of a hard sell. And then if you click on that notification, the moment that your couple goes like this, like, yes, tell us about that photo booth, it's going to ping your phone and send a push notification so you know to follow up with them, whenever you get a moment to say, hey, I saw that you were interested in adding a photo booth, like let's talk about it. So you can do it one of two ways. You can do it through a push notification so that you know to follow up on your end, or you can do like a direct sales thing like I'm doing here, where you show them a picture, put a credit card or Square link, and boom, they can buy it. And I also added this. Sometimes people, they don't think they want the interactive stuff. Sometimes they do. So I put a description of, the table dash or the newlywed game so that I'm not like stuffing it down their throat. But if they're interested in it, I do see how I have my notifications turned on. So now I know if my couple clicks this, that they want to talk about adding the photo dash to their event, or maybe the newlywed game. So again, it prompts me to follow up with them. Okay. And then lastly, we're always trying to capture those reviews, right? I think reviews are one of the most, challenging things for us to try to acquire. So I'm trying to make this a little bit more automated and easily accessible for them. So all they have to do is just click on either one of these buttons and they can leave me a review, right there. And then I also have it as a push notification, which is a good way to segue into that. So I'll go over to that now. So this is another premium feature that they have just added that I love, and it's called event notifications. And essentially, it allows you to push notifications to the client's phone or for you to receive these on your end as well. So these are some that I have set up. You can totally tailor these. You can totally personalize them. You can change everything about them. When they get sent out, to who they get sent out to, what specifically pops up on their phone when they see it. It's pretty cool. And again, it makes it a lot more interactive. So this way, if you have a client that's kind of, dragging their feet on getting this filled out, you have, hey, we got 30 days to go. Please make sure that you're getting your details in. We're 2 weeks out. I let them know, hey, your event is locked. So now if you want to make any changes, you have to personally reach out to me. That will get pinged to their phone. Just a friendly little, hey, we're a week out. Hope you're excited as I am. All your details are finalized. Just to let them know, they're in good hands. To let them know I'm thinking about them. Can't wait to party with them. And then 3 days after the event here, you can see that I send a, hey, if you had as good time as I did, be sure to share the love and leave me a review. So it automatically pings that out to try to, capture that review. And it's all automated. I don't have to, go in and do this. So we can test this. I'm going to show you, for those of you who joined this event, this is why we asked you to do that. So you can kind of see this in real time, how this works. So, we'll add the notification title. We'll just, some emojis, join the pizza party. All right. Happy to have you here. Apparently I used too many characters. There we go. Happy to have you here. Let's eat. Okay. Now, so that I can manually trigger this, I'm going to do this 24 months out before the event. And this is going to go to all of the hosts in the event. And then also, if I want to personalize this for everybody who signed up for the event, do you see how I have these drop down here? Now, everybody, I put that in the wrong place. So now everybody who joined this event, it's going to have your first name in that push notification. So again, it's personalized. So it doesn't feel as robotic. So it'd be like, hey, Joe, happy to have you here. Let's eat, right? So this is a way to personalize those push notifications. So now I'm going to hit save, and then I'll come down here, and then I'm going to send this now. So now everybody who signed up for the event, you should be getting this ping, and hopefully that went through. I don't know, in the chat or something, let us know, that it worked, that you got it. I don't know how many people signed up for that ping.
I got it.
Okay. So you can see that the options with this are tremendous, right? To upsell things, to stay in constant contact, to take some of that pressure off of you, to have to keep following up with your couples. Hey, can you get your first dance song in, and all of that, to really automate it and just stay on top of people. So I think this is super cool. So I think with that, what I'll do is I'm going to swap back over to my phone just so you can kind of see what this looks like from the client end, because you're not seeing everything on the web version. And then, I don't know, I think we're good. We'll, do the last 15 minutes with questions and take it from there. So let me share my phone, doing that black screen. Hold on. I've had to do this a couple times. I have to share it, unshare it, and then reshare it. Okay. There we go. So now this is what the client's going to see. Look at all your faces in there. That's pretty awesome. So just to show you, what it looks like from the other one. Again, everything's branded in pink, right? Which I love. So not only do you have those headers when they click on it, but now you have these tailored dividers that I think look really good, very sophisticated, and really breaks things up nicely. And it just doesn't seem, super overwhelming. All right, so you can just kind of see what all this looks like from the client side. I just think it's beautiful. And then you can see some of those. So there's that personalized tile, right, for the playlist there. How great that looks. And then there's my GIF, right? How fun is that? I love it. I just think it, and look at how, big and bold and beautiful these are. Like, I just think it looks awesome. And just so you guys know, when you get upgraded to VIBO Pro, they've been kind enough to make these templates in Canva. So obviously you add your own graphics and colors, but you don't have to worry about sizing the dimensions. That was one of like the most frustrating things for me. And because I'm not a Canva girl, I'm not a graphic designer. I don't know any of that stuff. I just want to like plug it in and make it super simple. And they've made it DJ Rachel proof. If I can do it, you can do it. So they're going to give you all of the templates so that all of this looks good. Where it says like, let's plan your ceremony. It's going to be, formatted to look just like this. So you don't have to worry about trying to, figuring all that out. So yeah, I just wanted to show you how beautiful this looks, on the phone. I just think it looks awesome. So, all right, Mike, did I miss anything?
Let's check. So we saw the colors where you can change the branding, the whole app, the headlines, the template.
That's right. You wanted me to show you how to change the colors, Flor. Sorry, totally forgot to do that.
Specific client, but for Rachel, probably it's going to stay pink forever, right?
Yeah, pink forever. You crazy? Go back to my screen here. So I have a specific color code that I can use. So down here, event color. Now you can change this to anything, right? So this is specifically my logo color so that everything looks just like my DJ Rachel logo. So you guys can personalize that, to your liking. Very simple. And it changes it throughout the whole entire event.
Well, Jose and Rachel just click at the home screen tab and she scrolled down into the branding. Just Jose Diaz is asking to show one more time how to change the branding color, and we have the event color. Rachel is going to be pink.
Yeah, maybe if you don't see it, you haven't been upgraded to Pro yet, but we will this week. Anyone that's on this call, we've been changing people at a pace of 50 DJs per week just to make sure we can answer questions.
And if the couple or, the birthday girl, her party's purple, they can change the color as well. So, I'm not forcing pink on people. If people think pink is the most vile color they've ever seen, they are absolutely welcome to change that on their own. But that's just the default is my branded pink color. And you can allow them to customize any of this. At the end of the day, you want it to feel as much of them as possible, right? So VIBO allows you to do that. So it's awesome. All right. Are we good? Did I cover everything?
You did. We covered colors. We covered cover photos and banners and headline covers. We covered buttons, which you used all across the app. We covered personalized videos on Loom, Vimeo, and YouTube. We added contact answers to get the information faster about vendors mainly. GIFs, God bless. I love how you made it fun. Notify me answers to give you real-time information about things that matter, like getting paid, about someone interested about an upsell, and push notification automations. So we covered all the newest features for Pro for this version, and there's another version coming out soon around June with some more exciting stuff.
Awesome. So yeah, this is basically all your options here. So I just pretended I'm adding another question. So again, you could add images, GIFs, this embed video. This is where I copied that Vimeo or that Loom video. So here, this is how I do this. So remember that AI video that I uploaded? I would come here. Actually, this is my new one. Copy that link, literally come over, paste it, and it's instant. You don't have to like upload it to YouTube or anything like that. It loads it like real quick. Upload the image to answer. So this is what I used for my venue walkthrough, so I could just tap it and upload the pictures of my load-in thing, the PDF for the floor plans, link answers, the contact answer, all this stuff. So they really gave you a lot more things, to tailor this. So I love it. Okay. I think I'm done.
I wanted to add something like just really easily, because I know that right now you can't change someone once they've like started adding things to the old template. You can't really change them to the whole new template without them losing their progress. So I just kind of created a whole section for the people that were on the old template to like halfway upgrade them to VIBO Pro, if that makes sense. So like I added on, you call it extra something, I call it Epic Extra. So I just added on Epic Extras to that, so I can just go into favorites and add it to the old template, if that makes sense.
Yes. So I'm going to be doing that with that, and also my DJ planning tools and all that until that. Yeah, that is a little frustrating when you add new people and you haven't rolled it out, that they're still stuck on the older version and stuff. But yeah, no, that's great advice.
I would also like to input, and I'm Sean, not Brentano's the account. I'm just kind of like the back-end sales guy while he's doing other stuff. I'm a dark mode user, and I've already come across this at an event that we had scheduled for a wedding. She wears clothing circa 2006 pop punk emo stuff. Black is not a good color for your buttons. So if they decide they want to go black, if you have black and you're in dark mode, all of your radio buttons are gone and you're going to think something's wrong with it. So I didn't figure that out until like last minute. I just went to photo memory. I'm like, wait, this is a spot where a button would have been. And then it just brought up. I'm like, no, we got to change it to something else. Like even hunter green is still crazy. But I was like, all right, we're going to go with this. This is more earthy. This is what you want. So it just doesn't remove all the buttons. So yeah, no black.
Noted.
We can go through some questions. There were some people asking questions in the chat, or if anyone wants to ask Rachel a question, now's the time. Rachel, awesome. You put in so much work into this.
I appreciate it. I'm so excited to roll this out, and thank you just for constantly innovating and allowing these features for me to put my best foot forward and literally get a text message from my bride saying I'm having so much fun doing that. Like just the ease and that how much more relaxed that makes me feel, that they know that they're in good hands. I'm going to tweak that AI video. It's still a little weird. I got to work on the lighting, and I'll maybe re-record the initial script with that. So I sound, I don't know, less robotic, but I think the AI tool is pretty dope with that too. So
last template, everybody was taking Rachel's template. And then Rachel was getting calls from all over the country. This time people will be asking the DJs why their templates are pink. So guys, it can all be changed easily with the Canva template that Floor made, and shouldn't be that complicated to change the color to your own branding. It's just as
so easy to do.
Color on Canva.
Yeah, it's so easy to do, especially since you guys have already laid down the correct dimensions. Right? You don't have to figure that part out.
Yeah, we are working on that. And yeah, someone asked about the color in the images. You change that through the Canva templates. Or if you want to keep the pink, you're more than welcome.
I think I am going to actually make a template straight up Pink Pizza Club. Yeah, I think I will make an event template just specifically around like this pink pizza, if that's all right.
Let's do it.
Okay. All right. I totally want to make one. No, and what you were highlighting, everything, Rachel, is crazy. Because I was like, I'm doing the exact same thing with the template, like with the notifications and kind of like with the headers. I really like I didn't even think about using, it's kind of weird on how it appears on our desktop, but seeing the headers like as the images of this, like in one of our wedding templates, I have it where when we're going to like reception of like dancing and everything, I just have like a header that says Kevin Bacon says it best, and then underneath I just have a picture of him and it says let's dance, sort of thing. So like the customization and everything, the event notifications, like I'm like, yeah, absolutely, because when it's like lackluster, like if they're slacking on stuff, you get that notification that someone's actually at work on the app. So I love that it's like, okay, so there is some communication happening. What else is there about? It's just all of that like awareness. So like highlighting all that, I'm like, I'm doing that. The DJ self checklist was always like, I am kind of doing that scene, just like, it'd just be nice to have like right there, check on the app if there is any balance information. And I just did that a week ago. So seeing all of this, I'm just like, yeah,
you're on the right track. Yeah. I'm trying to minimize as much as I can bouncing between multiple apps, right? And it takes me 2 seconds to pop in. So if I get a notification of Honeybook, like, hey, they made a payment, I just pop right into VIBO and just type it right then and there. And it's also like an audit too. Like if you have it correct in both spots, you didn't miss something. But yeah, so the DJ planning tool section has been a game changer, especially with the setup photos and all that. I love it. Yeah.
I actually do have a question for you. Like, what would you say if you were if you were to go, obviously you can't change the past, but if you were to see yourself in the past and it had anything as you were coming into like high demand and everything, what kind of input would you give yourself as you're coming into the band? What would you give yourself like when it came down to like managing like client information? Like as it's starting to like like there's becoming a rise, what would you tell yourself like early on as demand's coming up, like, hey, to make things easier?
Honestly, it was stop being cheap. Do you know how long I tried to put off paying for an official CRM? I just was like, well, I could Google Calendar this, I could Word document this, I could do this. And the juice wasn't worth the squeeze. The money that I thought I was saving, when I found myself sitting in front of my laptop for hours and so worried about making a mistake, double booking myself, like it just, if you have the work, invest. And it's the same thing with VIBO. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, we're upgrading things, but I kick it back to the client. Like I raised everything $50. And basically my client is paying for this. But when I start feeling anxious, I know it's time to level up. And I could feel that happening. And I was like, all right, you need to stop being cheap and just hop on a CRM and stuff like that. So I don't know if that's the answer you're looking for. I felt myself getting stressed. And again, I work a full-time job. So, I don't have all the time in the world to do this. And that's what I love about this, the push notifications. I don't have to worry about following up and checking in and make sure they did this. And it's awesome. So yeah, don't be cheap. Just do it. You deserve it, right? If the work is there, you deserve it. So
good to know, because I have been like building in like automations and everything. Like I remember like there was a VIBO meetup last year and there was talking about Zapier. Well, I just discovered like I'm getting real heavy into the AI space. So I started getting into it used to be called something else, but it's called Make now. And it's like low code, no code options. So you don't have to do a whole lot of craziness. But I've just started getting heavy into automation. And I'm like, God, CRM, and that's what you're talking about. Like, don't be cheap. And meanwhile, I'm learning like Google Sheets, and I'm actually building automations with Google Sheets and everything. I've built my own CRM, kind of like with Google Sheets.
If you have the brains and the time, by all means, power to you. But like, it's so resource intensive for me. I can't. Like, I gotta go to work.
Yeah, for sure.
If someone's built a better mousetrap.
And I've never used Honeybook before, but like, was that the first one? Like, that was the immediate go-to that you went to when it came down to like that client management?
Yeah, Honeybook was. I tried a couple, and they were either overly complicated or I don't know. I didn't like it. Honeybook is just very. I don't know. I find it relatively easy to use. So yeah.
Cool.
So between Honeybook and VIBO, it takes care of everything for me.
Thank you.
Yes.
I think we have someone raised his hand. Connect.
Hey, you got me on here?
Says yes. Hi.
Hey, good to see you again, DJ Rachel. How you doing?
Good to see you. Nice background.
Thank you. So I love the branding. Love how you did everything. I think it really was well thought out. Just it looks nice, and it's everything else is awesome. I'm wanting to see if you could talk a little bit more about. You said you use this as a selling tool, and that's something that I really need this to be as well, as something to help land those clients and everything. I was going to see if you could elaborate more on that.
Yeah, so I'm one of those people. I require a phone call before anybody books me. That's just how I do business. It's how I weed out people that aren't a good fit and just make sure we're on the right path here. And I just kind of have the opinion, if you're spending thousands of dollars for an entertainer, if you can't find 15 minutes to get on the phone, we don't need to be working with each other. So I almost never have any pushback. So number one, it's getting them on the phone, right? That's super important. So once I get them on the phone, I let them talk about them. And then finally, when we get to the music section, right, I say, tell me about, what you want to hear, what would make your day perfect, what you like, what you don't like. And sometimes they just segue right into it, that they go, listen, we've been making playlists for months. We're really particular with what we want to hear. And that's like, ding, here we go. And that's my segue into VIBO. So I say, I love the fact that you know what you want. You're my ideal couple. I want to make sure that I knock this out of the park for you. And I love the fact that you've been curating your music, for the past several months. I have this wonderful planning tool that I'd like to just tell you about, so you know what it's like, when we're planning your big day, and just to know that I'm going to like knock this out of the park for you. So then I explain a little bit about like what VIBO is. You download with your phone, it connects to Spotify, you can mark your must plays, you can invite your homegirls, and your party crew to add their stuff. And I get them excited about the app. Then when we get off the phone and I say, hey, I'll send you the proposal, please look everything over and be sure to check out your event planner so you can see how, fun planning your event will be with me. And then I create the event. I embed it in my Honeybook proposal. So all they have to do is just click it, because they're curious. And I'd say probably 40% of people, because you can see when they join the event, I'll say about 40% of the clients that I send it out to as the sales tool actually join the event and check it out.
So if you're, let's say you're talking to 6 different clients at once, that day you had 6 clients or whatever, how many details are you having to change on that template before you send it out to them, or was it just a generic one that they're getting?
It's just a generic. Once they book me, I go in and remember that checklist, add the personalized video, add the personalized first dance. I do that after they want to move forward. No, I'm not wasting my time making my videos and all that. It's a generic. So I'll have a generic welcome video that I'll just put on everyone. Hey, no one, again, is photo ready all the time. You're not going to be recording videos like that on the regular. So just make like an AI avatar, change your script, upload it, make it feel a little bit more personalized, and call it a day. So no, I don't have to change anything, only when they book me. Okay. I'll go in and make those 3 changes that you saw.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I have a quick question as far as the payment section goes.
Yeah.
And it's really about the buttons. So like my couples have the option of either PayPal or I'm blanking on the other name because that's where I am. But I've got two options as far as them being able to click on a link to make a payment. Are we able, from looking through it, because I'm already on Pro, it looks like I can only have one button. Is there something that I'm missing there? So say that they have the option. I want them to be able to just click on the button that is appropriate.
So are you saying you offer multiple ways to pay and you want them to choose, like you want to offer a PayPal, you want to offer a Zelle, you want to a this? Yeah, so all you would do is just make multiple sections. So
Okay, so multiple sections. Okay.
yeah, so you just like you hit the plus sign, you'd add a question with the link. You'd add another plus sign with pay, kind of like what I do with my reviews. Do you remember that section? How like hit me up on Google, hit me up on Facebook, like so you would just make that a different type of payment link.
Okay, cool. All right.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, that totally makes sense. Okay, thanks.
Definitely agree. Make it as easy as possible for them to pay you. Yeah. So once again, I have a few more details that I just want to like really knock this out of the park, and then I'm gonna make sure I sterilize it of all my super personal stuff, and I'm going to make my last one was extremely popular, so I know it's very helpful to the VIBO community. So I would love to offer you that to you guys just to take some of the burden off of it. So I will hopefully have that up as a public template for you guys. I'll give me just 2 weeks just to kind of make sure things are on the up, and then I'll share it and you guys can enjoy it and tailor it to whatever you need. So we're family here. That's what we do. So I'm happy to help and share that. So.
All right. Anyone else with any questions before we wrap up? Rachel, again, thank you so much. I think everybody could tell how much love and effort you put into this template of yours. So thanks for everything you do for the community and for us. Honestly, I don't know if we could have done it without you. So thank you so much. Thank you to every single person that's joined. We couldn't have done it without you guys either. Like I tell everybody, you guys are partners. There's no one behind VIBO except the DJs that use it. So thank you so much for everybody. Whoever didn't hear the beginning of the call, we're going to be upgrading everybody on this call to VIBO Pro, and the rest of the community, we're going at a pace about 50 to 100 DJs per week so that we can attend questions and answer anything or address any issues if anyone has them, because we do realize there's also a price change for the first time, so we want to make sure everyone's comfortable. And also to maximize the use of the app. So it does take us time where we don't have all the staff in the world, and Floor isn't a.
We got your back in the help desk. We got your back in the help desk.
Thank you.
Thank you. Yes, and anyone who hasn't joined the help desk, that's here. We would love to have you over there. It's a Facebook group that I created, trying to be one of the best space for DJs. It is not an easy feat. We are doing the best that we can, but we would love to have you on over there. Hit me up. I can send you the link directly to the Facebook group. So
yeah, you've given an outlet for all sorts of DJs of just talking about I know, but this has been on my mind lately, so of course it's going to be hard to manage. But I love what you do in the help desk. Like seriously, that's been, I've actually picked up on a lot of great things.
Beautiful. That's what we love to hear.
It's doing what it needs to do.
Awesome. So glad to have you guys all there. And if you haven't joined us, come join us. So Mike, thanks. I mean, the update is amazing. And, if anyone wants to message me after the fact, I'm happy to help any way I can. Floor's amazing. Mike's whole team is amazing. Obviously they'll sit you down, one-on-one if you need to get you swapped over and really make this as successful as possible for you. And Mike, I think it's great that, there's no paywall. There's no gateway to the best. Like you want people to have the best you have to offer. And I think that's awesome. So, it's good to see that everyone's going to be upgraded to this. Why wouldn't you want to have it? I mean, it's amazing. What you've done here is amazing. And then, just the stuff you have coming down the pipeline, closer to the summer and stuff. I'm so excited. So
yeah, there's a lot of cool stuff coming. So unless there's any more questions to Rachel, one big thank you. Thanks for putting on the pizza backgrounds, and thanks for joining. If there's any questions, reach out. If there's any problems, reach out to Rachel. If there's anything good, let me know. The old joke, that was a joke, guys. Don't really reach out to Rachel.
Yes, no. It's going nowhere near that template.
Yeah, and just so you guys know, people keep asking, I see people keep asking Rachel, do you pay for it? Whatever. She gets nothing in return. Guys, she's doing this out of pure love. She's been working on this template for 2 weeks, and she's just one of us. So, Rachel, thank you so much. She only backs things that she really believes in, and thank you so much for helping us, Rachel, in everything you do. And I think we're good. Unless there's any questions, maybe last opportunity, but if not, we'll be tuning out in minutes. And one other thank you. We have our program manager, our project manager from Poland. He's listening in, Dima. So he's the guy
Dima's
that's
here.
orchestrating all the features that you guys see. He's the brains behind it, kind of making sure that I tell him, put them to work. So he's the one that puts them all to work. So thank you, Dima, as well. He's in the back.
You're welcome. Hey guys, nice
Hey,
to
so
meet
good
you
to
all.
see you.
Yeah, Rachel, it's the first meetups that I meet you here, like because I didn't attend it. Monday meetups. It's the first one, so my hello to you.
Thank you. So good to see you. And thanks for all the hard
Yes.
work you're putting in. Love it. Love VIBO Pro.
Thank you guys. Thank you a lot.
All right, guys. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Rachel.
All right. Take care. Enjoy VIBO Pro, everyone.